Hello, basketball people, we have news. Let's go to more news about the Golden State Warriors. I ask you to give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, as I am a Warriors fan. The Warriors should already be thinking about developing great talents for the future, because stars Draymond Green and Stephen Curry are starting to show signs of fatigue and retirement will come soon. And one player who is in Santa Cruz and standing out with a high level of performance is Devon Smith, who has shown agility, skill, athleticism and scoring at a stellar level. He scored 36 points and 9 rebounds in the game on the 12th and is enchanting Warriors fans. Devon Smith would be a great addition to the Warriors roster, thinking ahead. And to avoid losing the player to other teams, the ideal would be to sign him. Heading into the All-Star break, the Golden State Warriors sit at 29-26 after dropping 7 of their last 11 games, firmly entrenched in the Western Conference play-in race. Jimmy Butler has already been ruled out for the remainder of the season and part of the 2026-27 campaign, and Stephen Curry has recently joined the injury list. Curry has missed the last 5 games and has appeared in just 2 of the past 8. Golden State will hope he returns following the break as the team attempts to steady itself for a late-season push. Yet while results at the NBA level have been inconsistent, there has been a quieter source of optimism developing within the organization in the G League. Golden State Warriors seeing promise in Santa Cruz. On Thursday, the Santa Cruz Warriors secured a 134-116 victory over the Memphis Hustle, improving to 10-9 in the regular season. The record may appear modest, but over the past 2 games, a recent acquisition has begun to generate serious buzz. Undrafted rookie Devon Smith erupted for a career-high 32 points in 30 minutes off the bench against Memphis. He shot 9 of 17 from the field, connected on 4 three-pointers, and went 5 of 7 from the free throw line. The 6-foot guard also added a career-best 9 rebounds and 7 assists, narrowly missing out on a triple-double. It marked just his second appearance with Santa Cruz after being acquired from the College Park Skyhawks in exchange for a first-round and second-round pick in the 2026 G League draft. In his debut on Wednesday, also against Memphis, Smith scored a then-career-high 26 points in 31 minutes, shooting 9 of 18 from the field and knocking down 2 three-pointers. He contributed 5 rebounds and 7 assists while flashing defensive upside with a steal and 2 blocks. In just 2 games, Smith has made a compelling early impression, raising the possibility that Golden State may have uncovered an overlooked prospect. Opportunity unlocking Smith's two-way upside. Smith signed a training camp deal with the Atlanta Hawks prior to the season but saw limited action in Summer League before being released. Before turning professional, he compiled an extensive 5-year college career across Mississippi State, Georgia Tech, Utah, and St. John's, appearing in 139 games with 65 starts. During his lone season at Utah in 2023-24, Smith averaged 12.8 points, 6.0 rebounds, and 6.8 assists while shooting 40.8% from three-point range. His performances led to a transfer to St. John's under Rick Pitino. Following his release from Atlanta, he joined College Park in the G League, where he averaged 8.3 points, 4.1 rebounds, and 4.1 assists across 20 games, shooting 46.4% from the field and 25% from deep. Only 3 of those appearances were starts, but when given extended minutes, his production spiked. In those starts, Smith averaged 16.7 points, 5.7 rebounds, 7.3 assists, and 1.7 steals in 25.9 minutes. The pattern is becoming clear: when provided a defined role and consistent opportunity, the 23-year-old responds. That trend has carried into Santa Cruz. For Golden State, the G League continues to serve as a crucial evaluation ground. A competitive setting that allows the organization to assess talent without committing an NBA roster spot. Smith is currently on a standard G League contract, typically short-term in nature, but his early returns have been promising. Sometimes the right environment unlocks a player's potential. If Smith's trajectory continues, the Warriors may have quietly identified another under-the-radar contributor worth watching closely. The All-Star break will be beneficial for the Warriors players who are injured. Less than half an hour after the shorthanded Warriors lost to the visiting San Antonio Spurs at Chase Center on Wednesday night, what is usually a bustling post-game locker room was uncharacteristically quiet. Among the first to leave was the gregarious Gary Payton II, who quickly got dressed, grabbed his belongings and wished teammates and media to have a great All-Star break before exiting the premises. Such was the overall mood in the locker room, ready to begin the long-awaited mid-season break and longing for the benefits the 7-day layoff would bring. Longtime coach Steve Kerr was the first to acknowledge that his Warriors could use a rest. "We've got a chance to get recharged here over the break," Kerr said. "We've got plenty to play for. Obviously we'll have to incorporate Kristaps, Porzingis, get Steph, Curry, back. I feel like we can be a really good team and I feel like our guys are showing why with the way they're competing, and moving the ball, and playing together." As he alluded to, Golden State expects Curry to return from an absence forced by his runner's knee ailment and new center Porzingis to join the lineup as he works back from postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, an illness that affects his heart rate. Porzingis was the lone addition for the team during last week's trade deadline that sent Jonathan Kuminga and Buddy Hield to Atlanta in exchange for the Latvian big man. In addition to giving the Warriors time to get Porzingis up to speed in San Francisco, where he will remain during the break, the rest of his teammates should benefit from the break in the action. Breakthrough guard Pat Spencer, no spring chicken by NBA standards at 29, acknowledged that the Warriors are not a young team. Among those with old legs are Curry, 37, Draymond Green, 35, Al Horford, 39, Seth Curry, 35, and Payton, 33. Giving the millennial cohort a chance to put a pause on physically taxing basketball games can only help the Warriors. "For us, it's just about getting healthy," Spencer said, adding that they will be a totally different ball club with Curry and Porzingis on the court. The Warriors find themselves in decent shape going into the break. They are 29-26, the 8th seed in a conference where the teams below them shipped off talent at the trade deadline and appear dead set on tanking. Meanwhile, the Warriors doubled down on adding win-now talent in the form of Porzingis, and can still claim to have a deep playoff run as a goal once the team returns to action on February 19 against the Celtics. Even with Jimmy Butler lost for the year with an ACL tear and the rest of their stars on the older side, the rest of the squad believes that after a nice rest, they can go on a run similar to last year. The Warriors went 23-8 to end the regular season after acquiring Butler, and with 27 games remaining this season, they hope to repeat that history. "I think the biggest thing is just reflecting on where we can get better, what we can do, and we know we're still a great team," guard DeAnthony Melton said. "We know we can beat pretty much any team. So just got to figure those things out and just stay more dialed in." The Warriors miss another opportunity to sign a free agent. A week has now passed since the NBA trade deadline, but the Golden State Warriors still remain with an open roster spot as a pair of the more intriguing free agency target have found their way to new teams. The Warriors signed a 14th main roster player by converting Pat Spencer's two-way contract last Saturday, yet the remaining options appear slim after Jeremy Sochan landed with the New York Knicks on Thursday. Warriors caught sleeping as free agency options slip away. Sochan instantly became the most intriguing free agency option on the market after the San Antonio Spurs surprisingly parted ways with the former 9th overall pick on Wednesday. What isn't surprising is the fact the 22-year-old found a new home right away, signing a rest-of-season deal with the Knicks as first reported by ESPN's Shams Charania. Sochan would have been an awkward fit for the current version of the Warriors given his shooting limitations, but he also presented as a high-upside flyer the franchise could have taken a gamble on given they're not exactly a bona fide contender right now. Adding Sochan to the 15th roster spot would have been a low-risk option for Golden State, but alas he's headed to a franchise that could give him an opportunity to showcase his value in meaningful games within a playoff atmosphere. Free agent forward Jeremy Sochan plans to sign with the New York Knicks after he clears waivers, his agent Diarunas Visakas of Gersh Sports tells ESPN. Sochan had 10 interested suitors after being released from the Spurs on Wednesday and landed on the Knicks as his new team. While many Warrior fans may be frustrated over missing on Sochan, they're arguably more disappointed on Cam Thomas's move to the Milwaukee Bucks after being waived by the Brooklyn Nets following the deadline. Thomas proved his value as a pure scorer in his very first game for the Bucks against the Orlando Magic, dropping 34 points in just 25 minutes during a 113-108 victory. Thomas shot 12 of 20 from the floor and 4 of 6 from three-point range, while also adding 4 rebounds, 2 assists and finishing as a +6 in his minutes. Having another shotmaker could have been valuable for the Warriors given Jimmy Butler's season-ending injury, not to mention that their offensive issues have grown louder with superstar guard Stephen Curry missing the last 5 games. Nevertheless, there's been no reports that Golden State were interested in either Sachin or Thomas. The only player they've been strongly linked to is former second overall pick Lonzo Ball, but that's died down in recent days and is yet to go anywhere. With Curry and Kristaps Porzingis set to return following the All-Star break, and potentially Seth Curry as well after missing over 30 games with a sciatic injury, perhaps the Warriors are comfortable remaining with only 14 players for the remainder of the season.